I'm Ed Oakley of Enlightened Leadership Solutions and co-author of Enlightened Leadership, Getting to the Heart of Change, and Leadership Made Simple, Practical Solutions to Your Greatest Management Challenges. This is a first of a series of video tutorials that we're bringing to you. This one's going to be about leadership styles, and I would like to kick this off by looking at a perspective of two distinctly different leadership styles, extremes, if you will. And the first one is the traditional pyramid model, where the managers at the top, we'll call that manager, and there are layers of people down through the organization. And where is the customer in this model? Well, think about it. The customer is closest to those people down in the organization who are serving them. So I think it would be appropriate to put the customer there, because these are the people who are serving the customer directly. Now, the other, by the way, is the other extreme. Let's just use the upside down pyramid. And in this case, I'm going to call this person a leader here, and we'll distinguish between the two. And where is the customer here? Well, again, they are closest to those people who are serving them, right in here. So let's look at the effectiveness of these two models from one perspective. That perspective being, say, customer service or customer satisfaction. So the customer, let's say this customer has a problem. What do? They tell the people that are serving them they have a problem. Well, in this model, the direction comes from the top of the organization. It's much more control-oriented, if you will. And so, these people really aren't empowered in this particular model to make the decisions, because that's coming from the top. So they pass the problem up through the layers to the decision maker. The decision maker hears the problem, and of course, what is the odds that the problem sounds like it did way back down here when it's gone through multiple levels? Chances are it's changed a bit. I know you've probably experienced that. Now, the solution is decided, and that message is passed back down to the people who need to execute it. What are the chances that it might also change a bit as it goes back down the flagpole, if you will? So by the time it gets back down here, it may or may not satisfy the customer as well as it might have. And also think about, it took some time, didn't it? It took a significant amount of time to pass up the ladder and back down the ladder. Now, the model here is a very different one. It suggests the leader is much more of a supportive leader. In fact, some very popular terminology is servant leader. Now look at the difference. This manager, the control-oriented manager, by the way, I really relate to this one. And so I want you to understand, this is my natural style. My behavioral style is dominant, driving, what are some other terms? But that's my basic behavioral style. So this is the natural me. And for me to make that shift is a fairly significant effort for me to come more from the other model. So, I'm not missing out on the fact that this is very natural for many people in management roles. But I do want us to look at the implications of it. So the servant leader is asking the people, what can I do for you to help you do a more effective job? The manager is saying, what can you do for me today? Very significant difference. So in a real sense, with this leader is more coming from more of an ask questions mode, and this manager model is coming from much more of a tell oriented mode. Okay. This for someone to be coming from this leadership perspective of asking the people, what should we be doing in these situations? How do you think we should solve this problem? Those kinds of things. This leader has to believe that the answers are there. that the people do have the solutions to whatever challenges are there. And in my experience, in over 20 years in this business, consistently I found that to be the case. The answers are in the room. The answers are in the organization. The key is asking the right questions to pull them out. Now, this to go from manager to leader, to make that shift, that's a significant mindset shift. And think about what that mindset shift is. The manager who's in control, or wants to be in control, or trying to be in control, gets their satisfaction out of being the one with the answer. They're smart, they know a lot about the business. You ask them a question, they got the answer. And so they get their satisfaction out of having the answer. I would suggest that the shift that happens to be more of this leader orientation is that the leader recognizes that the greatest satisfaction comes when you get the best answer, the best solution to the problem. And the best solution to the problem most times is not going to be coming from me, just pretending I'm in that role for a moment, but it's going to be within the people in the organization. And if we get our heads together on it, we can really come up with perhaps the ultimate solution.